Hey YouTube, coming at you with a Great League team that I used. Dedenne, dusclops, walrein. So it's just a very straightforward, balanced team. Dedenne is going to have problems with ground. Walrein as a ice will beat the ground. Walrein will have problems with electric and fighting, and Dedenne should beat that, and dusclops as a stay swap. Why walrein? For those of you who do not remember or weren't playing when walrein was like just so dominant, I had obviously great success with it back in the day because it was so good. Icicle Spear ended up getting nerfed and it's like rank 140, so I wanted to test it out. There's no reason to use it. That's why I'm not even going to put it in the thumbnail, because there's not a reason to use it. You should just probably use Dugong instead. Or I don't know if there's any other ice Pokemon that's better than Dugong right now in the meta. Lapras to a certain extent, but that's not like the pure ice that you're going to kind of deal with here. So let's take a look. I started off, it was one of those like weird ones where I started off super strong and then towards the ending fell off a lot. So I started like 4-1 and then went 1-4 sort of thing. So jump off lead. This is a pretty good lead, assuming that they don't have Energy Ball. Acrobatics still chips a lot though, and you're going to see, and maybe it's this one. This is the problem with why Jumpluff can be so dominant. So I am shielding up. It is an Energy Ball, so it's not this one. But I remember going up against a Shadow one with Acrobatics, and it still does a lot of damage here. But it is an Energy Ball, so shield them with the first one, knowing that they're probably going to get to a second one, but at least I shielded up 2 before. I shielded up 1 and got to 2 boosted moves before they got it. So I'll take Switch here, have Energy, Annihilate. I'm just going straight player off again. Grab that first shield or take this out. And they do commit the shield, so that's okay. I mean, I'd rather take it out, but I'm going to get to another move here. This will do a good chip if they let it go. If they don't know what I'm at, they may shield. No, they do let it go. So Dusclops going to come in. I can take 1 Rage Fist for sure, but they do have a lot of energy, so they may get to the second one pretty quick here. Going into Feraligatr. So going to chip it here with Shadow Punch to try to maybe put it in Icicle Spear range, because it is a Shadow. And I'm assuming that all these moves, unless they're running Crunch, but I assume it'll be running like Ice Beam, Hydro, so all the moves will be resisted. But as you can see there, Hydro Cannon from a Shadow Feraligatr doesn't really care about your typing, so taking me below 50%. I do grab a shield though, which is pretty big. I may just let this go and try to commit to like a Hex down, or at least come out with like a move. And they try to come in with Annihilate, so gonna get this Shadow Punch off. Dusclops just so spammy here. Take out the Annihilate. They're gonna need to get to 2 moves because I have a shield, and they are not gonna get to it before I get to the move again, because Dusclops is insane with its spam. So Pangoro, again, I mentioned in the video maybe yesterday, who brought in Pangoro? What content creator brought in Pangoro? Because it was not used at all, and then I've seen it so much recently. So just getting out of Parabolic Charge, knowing that their moves are resisted. However, there are 2 close combats. I don't think I can live 2 close combats, so I'm going to shield up 1 here, and knowing I'm going to lose SMP, just commit to the farm down here. But I bet you this close combat takes me to the yellow or red. Okay, so it's just the yellow, but that would have definitely taken me out. Malamar coming in. So just going with the Parabolic Charge, knowing that I can potentially get to a second one here if they try to go to aggressive farm. Oh, not even aggressive farm down. I'm going to get to a second one here before they even get to a move. So they're either sacrificing this and just going to 2-shield what's in the back. That's exactly what's going to happen. So they will throw a move just to take me out, but it's going to be a 2v1 Pokemon and a 2v1 shield advantage for them. Coming in Dusclops, let's see if I like try to... I wouldn't be surprised if I try and catch on the Walrein. Try to catch like a Sparkling Aria. Yeah, timing it, not going to work out here. What am I doing? Gonna let this go. So gonna get off another move here. I should really try to make a catch or just like go in immediately now. Don't let them get the second one off. Trying to grab a shield here. Put some pressure on this last shield. And then if you let this go, try and just get to Earthquake. Or if they don't let it go, just come in Powder Snow and Icicle Spear this. Hoping that they do not have a Skull Bash. So get to the Icicle Spear. Not enough to take it out, but they actually let it go, which is surprising because you're now in fast move range. So I don't love that play. Skull Bash comes through. And now as long as I take them out with the Hex before, yeah, take them out with the Hex before they get to move. Dusclops, Dedenne, kind of a weird one. You actually get outpaced here to the first move because it's only 9 to a Shadow Punch. So I guess I'm not totally surprised by that. The reason I'm shielding is because I'm going to boost my defense. So there's no point. If I'm going to have to shield anyways and take it's like the one shield, if I want to take it to the one shield, you can play it however way you want. But if I'm going to take it to the one shield, to shield up the first one before you boost your defense. So here comes another Parabolic Charge, which means I'm probably out of Shadow Punch range. But they'll put me low enough here. Can I Powder Snow? Not Powder Snow. Can I Thunder Shock down before they get to another move? No, this thing is way too bulky. So going to throw here. And they do let it go. I am 3 times boosted. Clodsire, I have 2 answers for Clodsire in the back. And I got some energy, so that's not the worst sort of bank of energy here. Ghost resists poison, and ice is super effective against the ground. So 2 answers here. Here comes an Ice Punch. It is a Dusclops, so obviously not super attack heavy. Get to the second Ice Punch here. Still won't take out. So let's see if they want to let this go or not. They do let it go. So I'm shielding because 1, I expect an Earthquake. And 2, maybe there's something in the back that's weak to this. Maybe not. So here comes a Shadow Punch. Do grab 1 shield. Here comes the second Shadow Punch. Let's see if they let this go. I have a Parabolic Charge loaded, so I may snipe here. I'm going to snipe anyways, because that'll put pressure on the shield. So there goes the second shield. They don't know how much energy I have, so I'm probably going to sacrifice Dusclops for a shield first. Nope, Walrein. Why am I going Walrein? Why am I not sacrificing Dusclops? Blast Burn takes me out. Yeah, but I'm out of move. I don't know if I would have won anyways, but I feel like I should have grabbed that, put some pressure on those moves first. Okay, Dragonair. Dragon Breath resisted, Thundershock resisted, Aqua Tail just neutral, and obviously Play Rough is super effective. I am half anticipating a catch here, which is why you're seeing me like over farm a little bit, because I don't know when it's going to try and catch. So getting to the Play Rough here. They do let it go, so that's a nice land there. And a Ferret comes in. So Sucker Punch resisted. I'm just going to boost my defense and see how much I can get through this here. Can I get one more? I maybe could have got one more, so they have to throw. Which means I have to come Walrein, because Dusclops has a terrible matchup here. But I also need to respect the moves here, because they just... Did they Swift or did they Trailblaze? Forget if they boosted or not. Here comes a Swift. Probably going to force a shield here. And then maybe I can shield and farm down here and come out with energy. We'll see. Oh, they actually let it go for Talonflame in the back. So getting to this Icicle Spear. Put some pressure on this first shield. And if they overfarm here, I can get to another move. That's great. Again, this will put some pressure on that. Am I going to instant swap? Yeah, I don't want to get farmed down because I am basically in Incinerate range. I'll live a Brave Bird, so they have to kind of go double fly. There's one fly, and that doesn't even take me out. And I'm almost at 2 Shadow Punches, so here comes the first one. I'm worried that they have 2 flies here, but I don't really have a choice. Walrein's so low. They do have 2 moves. Maybe I live a fly. And I do live fly with 1 HP here, so able to take this out. Annihilate, good lead. We'll see what they want to do here. Staying in. Getting to a Rage Fist, you know. Why am I shielding right away? I guess they are Shadow Annihilate, and that probably would add up there. So now I'm baiting this, hoping that they just match shields here. And they do, and I wouldn't be surprised if I just go back to back, and I do go back to back. And they cut off Ferret, which is interesting. So I'm double boosted, which means I will live a Swift. So just going to boost it for the 3rd time here. No, and I'll definitely live a Swift and then maybe just farm down if I'm lucky here. So I'm 3 times boosted, so there's no way this take me out. Not even close. And then I farm down, and then I almost have energy. I do have one more, and I have another move coming out here. So here comes. This is why this move can get crazy at times. And I just grabbed that 2nd shield, and they dumped energy, which is crazy. They need to keep it to the farm down there. Although I am 3 times boosted, so that'd be a tough resisted farm down. But now, shield advantage. I'm gonna have to probably burn 1 here. Nice catch on the Lapras, but shield advantage. I'll come in walrein, knowing I can just carry that shield over in the back here, and yeah, this game is over. And then it starts going to crap, I believe. I think I lost a bunch in the back here, so let's start with Go. Get into the parabolic charge on turn 14 verse 15. Boost that defense. They do shield. Probably wanting to get off a Rock Tomb here. Do I shield? Is it worth it? I am shielding. Knowing I'll get to a 2nd parabolic charge, maybe hoping that I lower the might boost my defense times 2, that this next one doesn't do a ton here. They're at a move. Hopefully the 2 times lowered attack allows me to live this, but I'm already in the yellow, so I do not. Dusclops comes in, Credilli, Bullet Seed. I mentioned this in one of the top teams videos. I swear at least 50, maybe even more than 50% of the people are running Bullet Seed compared to Acid. I just see Bullet Seed Credilli everywhere. It does get you to the move slightly faster. 2 turns faster on the first one, and then actually the same on the 2nd and 3rd. So I was actually quite surprised that it's only that much of a difference. So we will have to try and sweep with the walrein here, but getting to another Ice Punch, and we'll just have to see what is in the back. I assume they let this go. Go comes in, and that is resisted. Powder Snows. I'm gonna have to shield. It's gonna be a Rock Tomb to lower my attack. And now I'm down a shield. My attack is lowered, and it is a Chestnut, which is half fighting, and a Grass, which are both super effective against walrein. So I will lose CMP and go down here. Marowak, terrible lead. Gotta go with Dusclops. Or going walrein, interesting. So do get off a super effective Icicle Spear. They're likely to shield, but they're likely to get it right back here if they just stay and throw. If they do not throw, they actually go Talonflame. So I will get to an Icicle Spear here. Already grabbed 1 shield. Maybe I'll grab a 2nd, but I doubt it. I assume they'll let this go. And now what do we do here? They overfarm for some reason. I don't know why they're overfarming. Maybe they have Flame Charge and can just start putting pressure on Dedenne here. But speaking about pressure, get 1 turn denied, which means that they are now going to get 2 moves in when they should only get 1 in, because that Flame Charge, this 2nd move should not register, because that Thundershock going through there should take them out. And that 1 turn denied just cost me 50% health there. So from going into a matchup to now having nothing for that, very annoying. They do have a Stunfisk in the back, so both are weak to Ice. Might need to start shielding soon. Thundershock is not putting on a lot of fast move pressure, so I can definitely let one more Mud Bomb go. And they do try to make a catch with Marowak. It is the super effective Ice Punch. Like I said, both are weak to ice. They do get to move. Obviously, I'm going to have to shield this. I think it's Shadow Punch range. I'm not taking a chance. I'm almost positive it's Shadow Punch range. So maybe this is just over too much energy dump. But just wanted to guarantee. Here comes another Ice Punch. It looks like one more Ice Punch will not take it out. So I'm going double Shadow Punch here because I don't think the next Ice Punch takes out. And I think I'm going to just need 2 of these. And just the spam of this Pokemon. Able to get to this next Shadow Punch here to take out what is left of the Stunfisk. Annihilate into Dedenne. So I don't have an amazing answer for this. Going straight Play Rough. Hoping this lands, that I can just come in and Hex. It does land. So I do come in, Hex here. They'll get to at least 1 Play Rough and maybe 2 Parabolic Charges. Maybe 1 of each, actually. There's your first Parabolic Charge. I over farm even though I didn't want to. I didn't want to take this move. I wanted to put shield pressure on there. That's so annoying. So again, that's so frustrating. Okay. This one is an Acid Credilli. The only problem is I'm low enough that I'm in Acid range. And now they are going to come out with what is essentially 2 moves. And Walrein is going to be very tight to even take 1 move. They do shield. That's nice. Again, but 2 moves here. We'll have to see what I want to do here. Shield 1 or just let it go and see if I can live it because I know they have a second. Nope, committing 1 shield anyways. There's the Annihilate. I can live a Rage Fist. I can't live a second. Ooh, that does a lot. But they have Acid. Oh no, I can already see where this is going. They let this go. They just come in and Acid, farm me down, come out with 2 moves, and then my Walrein has nowhere to go. You can see this coming from a mile away. So going to lower my attack with Rock Tomb, make sure that they're not in Powder Snow range anymore, and here comes the second move because they farmed just like I said they would. Not quite enough to take out, but the Acid is enough to take me down. Stunfisk, bad lead. Stunfisk is tough. Whew, this is as close to a top left already that you can get. So Stunfisk lead into my Dedenne. Dedenne has nowhere to go, so Shade Swap Dusclops just to be met with a Ferret, which means that this Ferret's going to farm like crazy and have energy and boost their attack and just have everything coming out here. I'll get it low, but then Walrein's going to have to sleep, but even Stunfisk is an issue for Walrein. I think I remember which one this is too. Yeah. So getting to the Ice Punch. Do take it to the red. What you're seeing there is I tried Home Slices. Taking it off and putting it back on to stop the 1-turn leg. And not only did it not work, you're going to see that I basically get the spinning ball of death for the rest of the match. So, if anyone has a way to stop the 1-turn leg, jump left in the back. So I have a chance, but I think I remember screwing this up. If anyone knows a guaranteed way to take off the 1-turn leg, I saw Home Slice did it in one of his videos. He like tapped off and then tapped back on and it stopped the 1-turn leg. It did not work for me. And what the most frustrating part is, okay, if I get 1-turn legged all the time, it's fine. I'll understand it. just let my opponent one turn leg 2. The problem is it seems like my opponent gets through the turn, the fast move, like 75% of the time. And I know Android, Google Pixel Android has always sucked for GBL. And maybe that's the main reason. It's just a phone issue. But it's a very frustrating issue. It's a game issue. So I tried to catch there, but they were kind of held back. And take me out there. So yeah, I wouldn't use walrein again. Dedenne dusclops is a fine core as well, right? Dusclops going to be weak to dark, and Dedenne is a fairy resist the dark, and then and you have ice punch for ground. So it's a decent answer overall for ground if you want to just pair those two in a different third. Anyways, that is it. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.